Hi, got a moth here. Um, I, I'm making this video because I've been watching some different videos of people that have posted on YouTube, videos about things that that have recently been uploaded on YouTube, and I've noticed that a lot of people are talking about President Obama. And I think it's really interesting because I've only had maybe 2 dreams and about 5 visions about President Obama since 2003. And I can't say that any of them were really bad or that any of them were really good. Some of them were very much troubling, but it wasn't like he was like this evil figure. Now, I'm not going to discount what people have shared, and that's really not what I want to really focus on here, because I'm keeping my heart open and my mind open for God to show me whatever He wants me to see regarding politicians. He's always shown me things about world leaders. A lot of them have come to pass. There were some things that I certainly misinterpreted, and later I got the right interpretation, and I just want to warn people that that's something that you have to be aware of. I don't know, I've been doing this for 27 years, and that's one of the things I've really learned, is that you just can't set in stone that something's going to be exactly what you're saying. Sometimes, not oftentimes, I could say sometimes, things are representing something. And now, this one thing that's kind of bothering me is that I'm not hearing anybody talk about 2 things that I've seen very specifically. And one is a leader that is the leader that will be the leader of the new world. And I can only say that because it's just what God has shown me, and He has been showing me this, probably since right after 9/11. I started having visions of this man. It was so intense because the first vision I had, I thought it was King David. I thought I was having a vision of King David. And then right after that, I had another vision, and I realized this isn't King David. This is someone who is saying that he is, and he's actually not a good person. And I believe the reason that I saw it that way is because God was showing me that this is how deceptive this is going to be, that there are going to be a lot of Christians who are going to truly think this person is of God, is, even of the lineage of David in some way. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about what I've seen in this leader. He looks kind of Greek to me, or maybe Israeli. He has thick, coarse hair. He has a smile on his face all the time. And I want to share later, not right now, but I do want to share some very specific things that God showed me in a vision that God gave me, that put me in bed for a couple days and just praying and weeping because of the evil of this person, and what he is going to do is so terrible. But I've never seen him as Obama. I've never seen him. He's like somebody I've never seen. He doesn't look like anybody. And when I had the vision in 2010, which I will share, soon, it was, God told me then, He's like, you're not going to see this person now. Like, this politician he's not really a politician yet. He's not on the scene, so to speak. So it was like, you're not going to find his picture, but he's working with the Bush family, and has connections with Dick Cheney, and down in Texas. So I was like, okay, and I've just prayed about it ever since, that this dark ruler will not come to power, and just really trying to intercede for our nation. But then in 2013, my husband, I said, I don't really watch the news. I try to stay away from politics. For one, I think it can really it can interfere with your time with God and Him showing you specific things. And I just don't like politics, period. Either side, I'm not a fan. I'm just not. I used to get so into it, and I've learned it just doesn't matter. I would rather see God. I would rather hear about what God has to say. And whatever He has to say about the leaders of this world, if there's something He wants me to know, then I receive it. So I am open to hear and believe and receive things about President Obama. And I'm open to hear about other leaders as well. Now, in this situation, with this specific person, well, it's 2013. This was 3 years after I had this vision. My husband, he keeps up with politics, and he began to share with me about this senator in Texas, whose name was Ted Cruz. And there was, I can't remember exactly what it was that he said, but it was something that he said about him being anointed as king or something like that. And it totally got my attention, and I said, let me see this man. And I looked at him and I was like, well, he really doesn't look like the guy I see. But I could feel that there was something about him that was part of this. Now, I do believe that Ted Cruz is somehow affiliated with some kind of New World Order agenda. But I've come to the place where I believe that it's not going to be just, I mean, there's going to be a front man, yeah. But this agenda has a lot of players in it, a lot of different politicians, a lot of people with money, a lot of people who have some really strange views and beliefs, things that I would consider cultic Christian beliefs. They're not biblically sound. Things like the 7 cultural mountains, you can check into that. Ted Cruz and his father both are very into that. Ted Cruz has been anointed twice as King of America. And a lot of the specific facts that God showed me, very specific things, totally fit with Ted Cruz. Now, I was glad whenever he's running for president that people kind of saw something ain't quite right about this guy and they didn't vote for him. I don't know if that's because of prayers that people have prayed, or if it's just maybe not time for him to kind of step in and have a bigger place. I just wanted to share that. That's one thing. I don't know if anybody else has seen, you know, this leader and this agenda, and this man has ties to Israel. At some point, it's like he claims to be a king of the lineage of David, sort of. So he supports Israel. He's just really, but I mean, ultimately, that's really not. He doesn't support Israel, and he doesn't support Christians, even though that's all up there, and it's like that's the way he presents to people. He's actually just a very cold-hearted sociopath, and he desires to rule the world. That's it. He just desires to rule the world. Now, the second thing that I wanted to talk about that I'm not hearing people talk about that God has spoken to me is one of the probably 10 visions or dreams that God has told me that I need to share. And believe me, I've got hundreds. And this one is about Christians persecuting Christians. And I've been seeing this for years and years. And the Lord kind of showed it to me in a vision about a queen. And it's Queen Mary of Scots. And she represents, you know, the Catholic Church being opposed to the Protestant Church. And there was so much bloodshed. And all we know about the nickname Bloody Mary. And those are some really dark times. And God has shown me very clearly that there are going to be Christians who disagree with Christians, and there is going to be persecution that even goes deeper than just words, persecution that comes to the point of violence, and even deaths. So I'm not hearing anybody really talk about that. If somebody, and I would just ask right now that, you know, if somebody knows of a video or has had a vision or a dream about this, please please let me know and share with me about it in the comments, and about also this farm later. Thank you.